Welcome back to Valorant Challengers. We had a heartbreak of a first match, but believe me, the second map is going to be even better. We had seen NSIC beat out version 1 heavily on Haven, but for version 1, Icebox is also a map that has been in the memories of only the last few days, because there was another big heartbreaker match for them as well, where former members of C9 White had to go up against each other and eventually use that map to win it out for the third map of Pearl. Welcome back, my name is Kay, and I'm joined by Rav. We're going to be seeing Icebox, and if version 1 could keep the streak going of winning this map, or if NSIC can start off their Challengers career with a solid 2-0.
It's entirely possible. Right now, NSIC have so far made a flawless run throughout all of the challenges. They were 6-0 all throughout the day. Maybe on the other end, version 1, I believe they did give away about 2 maps so far, taking themselves to 2 game 3s naturally, but the games that they did win were, naturally pretty in their favor. We're looking at 13-8s, 13-7s, 13-5s. But the ones that they also, unfortunately, were not able to win were exactly that. Very much not in their favor, except the Pearl game that we have already talked about already. So what I'm looking to see is them on Icebox, their natural playing ground, and them being able to pop off, right? Previously, you mentioned already, that on Haven, they got counter-stratted, they got red, and they got taken out. So we'll see if the same thing does happen on Icebox.
And it really comes down to the battle of the brains, right? Because Odors was able to make these unbelievable calls in the early game, and with assuming probably not too many agent differences between both teams going to Icebox here, I'm expecting to see Odors maintain that same exact KJ pick yet again, and there it is, Odors is down there, but Double Viper, double controller from NSIC's team. It's up to Floor, though, and I have a feeling that Floor's not going to play a controller, so we have already less line-of-sight utility for version 1's end, and they're starting off on the attack. They have to make these rounds count.
They do not want to go down to Olympus.
No, absolutely not.
With the display we've had, this V1 squad, combining some of the best free agents that they have currently in GCC, and then now on XOR, a team that has never really had the chance to, never really had the spotlight on them across all of Tier 2 over the past year. So now here, they have an option. They have a chance to be able to do it. And Challenge is the way to go. But they got to get through here first. Naturally, we do, of course, have LCQ next week. And this whole bracket, of course, does have a loser side. So this is not it, right, for either side. And I won't call it as that. But what I do want to do, to get away from all that, though, is to focus in. We zone in on V1 right now.
I am so zoned in, it hurts.
That you should step away. My mom always said, we cannot watch the TV screen right in front of it. That's bad for my eyes.
You're telling me
good thing I'm wearing glasses.
You're telling me my nose can't be up to the monitor? Ah, dang. My whole casting strat's gone. Hold on, let me back up. Okay. So then again, keep in mind the double controllers coming out. That'll be great to shut down a lot of this attack that version 1 could try to employ, but empathy, employ a lot more than just line of sight denial, complete life denial as Floor goes down immediately at the start of this game.
Disgusting pixel angle. And take this in, Max. He has not moved. He has not actually just been removed from the angle. He decided, yo, that's crazy. You think I'm gonna walk away because I got one? No, challenge me. It shall be your fight till one of us falls.
Challenge them and challengers.
Haha. But no one's falling right now. Instead, they fall off the site and take their efforts to be.
And look at how much space the NSIC is giving up for version 1. It's only Big Bean hiding away in the shadows towards Snowman. And version 1, they opt not to go B. The recombo goes down and nothing was found, but the wall goes down and Noya's there for revenge.
Nice shot, and hey, we were expecting that considering she knew exactly where to peek, but the second one she likely was not expecting. Because Sean also holding strong gave no instance of anybody else being there. But instead, for him to take at least one more. And Alexis needs at least a couple of seconds. The shot dart lands before the wall goes up. She was just low enough.
NSIC barely even needing to rotate. Only lose 2 bodies in the pistol round. Version 1 Unfortunately, again, they never even got onto a site. They got shut down so quick. And they over-engineered their B-side play. We had seen the recon bolt went down. Rav, B-side was empty outside of Snowman. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, assumably you're thinking, you know, it's all good. You know, there might not necessarily be anybody there, but hey, it's okay. It's just a pistol. And version 1 decided not to buy up this time. They'll take the attack once again towards A to start things off. But currently, it won't be as split. They'll still move themselves in. They'll still move themselves in, you know, one after the next after the next.
Viper Wall divining out the back re-entry for NSIC. It's Physics hiding down below. There we go. Good for one, but the trade's there. 3v3.
Should we get one more? Now we'll see Sean once again hiding, moving the corner, spray through the smoke, and taking out 3. This is another good start for NSIC.
But it was also a pistol. It was a, you know, a thrifty pistol round for version 1. They didn't have their full buy weapons, but now they have rifles. Sure, albeit it is light shield rifles, and it is the bonus buy for NSIC, but given that their team has barely had to escape a site at all, they're just holding angles and waiting for version 1's slow entry to a site. And you know what we haven't really seen so far, Rav? We haven't really seen those fast, aggressive pushes onto a site. And that's been a consistent factor for version 1 in Challengers. Despite, you know, 4 usually playing that Neon or that Raze pick.
Yeah.
Here as Arena, did top frag last time around in that previous series, but haven't really been able to be in a position to really take these gunfights.
No options at all, right? Because of the plays the V1 has been making. Well, I would say it's more so the plays NSIC has been making. It shuts down all the efforts that V1 have made to gain space, or even try to you know, find anything of value.
Oh, look at Epathy's angle though. Hidden away. Owldron might not spot, especially with the Viper distraction. Epathy's hidden.
But for how much longer, right? Considering the Owldron only manages to find one. And this is a spot that's decently common for Jets as well. Now, they want to suddenly know that who was on A previously, but they're not being set up. It's more than enough. Oh! Royal at least gets hers, but still leaves them in a 4v4.
Hiding behind yellow. State Bite goes down. Only one versus the world. Big Bean.
Big Bean, only with one once again, so just being these trades, and trades right now that seem to actually favor NSIC. Usually it's attackers that are more than okay with it. And Odorous peeks out the patience that NSIC has seen, and somehow the timing is almost completely in their favor. But if anybody can do it's Floor with just spike in her hand, she needs to be able to plan, and they have the mollies, the delaying one after the next. It's 3.5 seconds, and there were 4 left.
A lot of eco damage for NSIC's end, but they get to pick up 2 different rifles. Those are Vandals that now the defense does not need to buy up into this next round, and maybe that's why we get to see Empathy on round 4 promoted to Operator Town. And if Empathy plays that God spot again, that could be a huge shutdown. But we're back down to pistols once again for version 1. There is a Guardian and a Bulldog, so not all is lost. But this has been rough. That was the bonus buy that NSIC should have lost.
It's tough, yeah.
It is.
Because, you know, honestly, I'm not even gonna try to say no.
Empathy moment.
No,
Empathy moment.
Yeah, this is just nasty. Same play that we saw in round 1, but instead this time, you know, just peeks it over the belt, drops again, and Sean's in the exact same corner as well. If they're anticipating this, then they'll give take or likely wait for what they can do. Try to move in. Oh, and it was looking to be likely off of Floor's lair, but whoo! Running swing, Melwood too. Has the kind of confidence I want to see out of E1.
Operator's now lost.
Look at mid. Yeah, Big Man's already made his way in. He's so far. And you can just watch his cross. Should at least be good for 1. Oh, has to tuck back in. That might be it. He's with the space, okay?
great
V1 still
escape.
alive in this.
And nobody on NSIC rotate out. Version 1, they're walking back into a double contact. Odors and Physics ready. Hidden in these deep corners. 2 left alive. Trying to play for trades. And even then, Big Bean still holding down for B.
30 seconds
They
left.
know they haven't rotated.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, he doesn't go away. They walk right into him.
My ult is ready.
And it was Sean holding that angle before, but with him being taken out by Mal, Fizzy decides, you don't worry, my brother. I know where you fall, I shall stand. Stand he does. He holds his ground. A 4-0 start. NSIC, something that honestly for me was unexpected considering how good V1 have done on Icebox.
Yeah, big shutdown. 8-2, Sean has been a, you know, we've been seeing the flashy plays from Empathy, but Sean's been there for that secondary contact, that huge trade potential, and there's only util on A side for a retake. Everyone else for the defense hiding out towards mid, just waiting to see if it was a big rush up, but the answer is no. It's only Mel holding it down to wait to see if anyone pushes up for the flank. Instead, double contact yet again. Look in the transverse. No recon bolt, no utility. Just straight eyes-to-eyes contact, looking for anyone back sight. And Noya so close to peeking out against Odorous.
Should know. Use the molly to separate the possible push, and but how far they made it, this covers almost the entire side and then some. And they have nothing to be able to actually try to stop this. Actually, no. I was gonna say, they decide and elect not to use Hunter's Fury to stop the lockdown, and they let them get the plant down, so NSIC are confident in the retake. Watch floor though, watch floor.
Yeah, look at this potential flank. Really late game, playing out timings here.
Ooh. Speaking of timings, that's their actually getting time in fact. Just tap it, Alexis moves in, there's one below and one at the side. They're just gonna hold it though, if they make it in time. Floor, the final shot. Oh, they just defuse! They just get it!
5-0. I don't know how NSIC does it. It's just like magic in the mid game. It's like poof, a magic smoke goes around and suddenly everyone disappears. The movement and the positioning has been phenomenal. And let's look at this again. Great half of the defuse. Floor's the last one alive. 1v2 sandwiched between on 410. Immediately, thanks to that cloudburst, Floor can't find the proper angle. Defuse is called. I would love to hear what the comms sound like for NSIC because they have to be so clean. 10-3, 2 for Sean.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Gorgeous plays. Great Viper Wall.
There's the Hunter's Fury from last round as well that we were waiting on. Thinking they might have pushed up all the way to B, but instead it'll be slowdown tactic if anything. So couple of seconds just is all that's given away realistically.
Yeah, and Big Bean.
But they haven't been able to actually make space here, Keg.
That's true.
They're still so far, and you know, once again, the same position where they have to find ways to move in.
And this is where we see that double controller come out. One way for the Viper Orb, then the Sky Smoke. Big Bean forced to hide.
Hiding no longer, but still getting one out of the engagement is definitely good enough. But now through here, the res as well, and alongside that entire Viper's pit that they got, which looks like Texas.
Yeah, it most certainly does. Let's see if Sandy's around here anywhere. Floor,
Nice.
good for one at least. Sarah, though, backs out. It's up to the floor show now. Viper's pit in tow. No visibility for NSIC to push into the site, but the spike hasn't gone down yet either.
And the thing with the new Viper's pit as well is that you pretty much have to stay in that for as long as possible because the integrity of it disappears within about 5 seconds. Before anyone can do that,
she dissipates.
It dissipates. Not 1 second you see it, the second you don't. It's the worst kind of magic because you die at the end. And I don't know about you, but magic is deadly, but not like this.
This round has been so expensive too, but Physic in a 1v3 has that recon bolt.
Right here.
Might be able to find some sort of impact off of info. They would have to take down the Viper, tap the spike.
Oh, but there's so many there. A spray would be needed. And Floor the Magician cleans it up, giving We1 their first round.
I really hope we have a replay of that Dissipate coming out from her Empress because that was frame perfect. She was already in a really bad position in that Viper's pit. She goes for the strafe, finds one, literally, again, frame perfect, ejects out of the situation and is able to get away scot-free. But look at NSIC now. 3 different ultimates to work with, and before we get to that, there's the replay. Frame perfect yet again. Odorous is like, well, where'd she go? Hello? I don't know. But now we have Viper's pit probably to dodge out on A site. This orbital strike is something we have to worry about though. Soon as that spike might go into the ground, especially with that owl drone, pressuring B site, very well could find a lot of devastating impact. Norris is set up too. It's a minefield inside of B main. Not a single safe place to go.
But the thing is, if you an expert minesweeper, all you got to do is to put out a couple of darts. And this makes minesweeper that much harder when suddenly there's a giant fire pit that you have to try to get away. And they do so. V1 still okay, a big round for them there. Luckily they're able to stop the bleeding, but they cannot in the same space they did on B side this time. Because even right now, they're still moving in as 5. This 5% contact push is it's okay, right? They have a couple of seconds at least to work with. 40 seconds, and now here's Viper's Pit to counter at least. Whatever they could do, it's pretty far up as well. So any sort of entrance will need to be blocked. A nice layer to force with Big Bean to kind of make any contact, but look how low they are. Look as they're entering and exiting outside of Viper's Jello. Spike goes down 3v4.
Okay, blocked off. There's the molly. Good for Epitheme, might be good for the strike. Almost found that ponytail. 3v4. Body advantage for NSIC. Not so much anymore, though.
Holding close, timing on floor. It's still 2 left. With the rail on the outside. Likely don't want it to be just stuck like last time, but no need for the fights when you win your 1v1s.
The call for that late game Viper's Pit was so smart. They read version 1 like a book. We already seen Odors put down all that KJ util outside of B main. Orbital strike on top right. That was a protocol strat. They were ready for it. And then the call that version 1 would likely rotate afterwards in the end game. Then Viper's Pit goes down. NSIC are reading version 1, like I just said, like a book. And version 1, how do they get out of their own heads? What are you gonna do? They haven't gone mid just yet. No spike in the possession of V1 either. They're just gonna look for raw gunfights here. They're looking for blood. But that alarm bot could give everything away. They've cut noise. Odorous checking the wrong angle right now. A tactical operation inside the kitchen. Not to get snacks this time. No, instead, take down Odorous!
Oh, it's just enough to give him just enough seconds to move out. And that's a free gun right there, ladies and gentlemen. $0 for the price of your opponent's heads.
Right here.
Leaving them all in the dust to try to recover. Oh yeah, last one left alive again. She got Guardian. But there's no gaming going on right now.
Everywhere you go, there's contact. Everywhere. Version 1. They had the sneaky snake play. They moved all the way up towards kitchen. But Odorous again. Just like we had seen on Haven, a good 1v3. Perfect strafes. No tradability from V1. A classic right click to boot. Nephews is going to call the timeout here. 1-7. Is this where we go, Coach Keg? Coach Rav?
Well, here, I'll tell you what.
Okay, but I'm ready.
From what I see currently out of V1 side, I coming into this was pretty confident in them in terms of the map. But the attacking side on Icebox is, notoriously much harder to be able to sustain, right? The biggest thing that we're looking for, usually on Icebox, is just ways to get on site. But with how linear of a map it is, mid isn't ever really a factor. And you just have to find ways that you are able to move in one corner after the next, Version 1's been doing a lot of just 4-person contact plays. And as of right now, they've been getting contacted first.
And this is an important round for V1 too. Look at that money. 3 light shields, very little. It looks like my bank account. There's so little economy left for them. And if they all go down, and at worst, a flawless round for NSIC, that means they'll have to go for yet another thrifty round. But I think you're right. Rav, version 1 have been struggling to get on site, but that's not an Icebox issue. It's been a version 1 issue. They struggled on Haven as well. The double swing.
Double swing almost allowed there as well. But managing to make it out of tube and separating to move in the corner. And that's 2 tags as well. Look how low as well. Now, version 1 was looking to be, but doing okay. A clutch heal from Alexis.
Yeah. Look at Noya on this late lurk. Could very well be the entry to a maybe late game A plan. We could see the spike slowly transversing its way back from B to A. We've seen this play before, and Odorous always sticking around those corners. Just when the identification of when the utility comes out will be a big factor. That nano swarm on top of the turret, it's ready and prepped. But Odorous, here's that recon bolt, makes its way back. Keep an eye on Odorous' location. Great opportunity for a lockdown.
Ooh. A lockdown might not necessarily be necessary here.
It might not be.
Yeah, because we're thinking that there might be, you know, perhaps a late flight coming from mid. Done it before, but this time they have no real options. They continue to stick together. Odorous going away is big. Nice shot from stairs, so no lockdown to actually play with. And now NSIC finally in an even position on the retake, but the flank might actually work out. Although turn not necessarily there, but the spot head first. Oh, just a little bit off on Alexis. Sean wins both. It's not.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? It is 20 Tuesday, so I guess she does get both, huh?
Good lord. 8-1 now. And you're right about the ultimates, right? Because even if Odorous had gone for that lockdown, there would have been Sarah's Hunter's Fury to maybe not necessarily destroy it, but at least do a lot of damage against it that could be accompanied by other utility. But at that point, it's neither here nor there. Double lockdown potential for both NSIC and version 1. There is the Hunter's Fury to tow. And when we've seen this large gathering of economy, even if it is positioned outside of A for their team, version 1, they have often just ultimate dump on B site. So I'm wondering if they're going to change things up here and try to go for A. Maybe an early lockdown take. It's easier said than done, though, especially now that Odorous prepped up outside of Kitchen. There won't be any utility to have that stopping power against V1. It's a matter of getting that timing right. Physics already baiting out that orb, and Empathy's there up above. The bait's not being taken, though. Hook, line, and no sinker.
Watch this for a second, though.
I'm ready.
I was gonna say, if we let the round breathe for just 4 more, they now are forced in a position where they still be the same place, but the Empress is there, and they have to carefully check every single corner alongside the Owl drone. But with how much pressure NSIC is putting up, they're already pretty much 3 stacked up. That's not to defend against 5. They are doing a ton, and they're holding a lot more of these upper angles. So that elevation on its own does enough. Sean gets one more. Fizzinov moves in and is up in nest. Empress thwarted. Floor, poof, disappeared.
Yeah, the ultimate now gone. We had seen how much impact Floor was able to find off of that Empress, but again, it's been a quiet game for V1. 7-10 for Floor. Still all those ultimates to possibly work with here. And as we get closer and closer to the end of the half, there's only 2 rounds. And so many impactful ultimates that have yet to be used. But now the time has gone by, Rav. Sure, you had the Hunter's Fury and the lockdown, but Orbital Strike? It's not even the same setup that we had seen last time that Sean was able to find impact. That was outside of B main. They're prepped up for something different. And at NSIC, they've gone for different strategies, different placements of their people every single round. But Empathy does miss that opening shot.
Speaking of opening shots, that's one that we expect and are pleasantly seeing that Floor does get every time. Beyond that, and the late will Sage slow orbed to ensure that the back of the side is covered, and so it allows the rest of version 1 to move in. But with how many they've already lost, though, they're now in a 3v2. Hunter's Fury and lockdown also available. And they do not want to put it to a 9 to a 10-2 half potentially. Not that isn't too bad, but Big B's moving in, control the shots. And it's as though it's a laser pointer and the rest of them are cats. They just can't get away.
It's deja vu. It's the same retakes, I feel like, it's just slightly different every round. And we could talk about the ultimate utility, we could talk about the big picture plays all the time, but NSIC, I think when it boils down to it, we're just seeing really well-structured placements of the people of their team. Really good agent placements. They're able to play off of each other, they have their trades, they have everything that version 1 has, but they're able to convert those gunfights just a tiny bit more. But let's see how this B-take goes. Final round of the half, 10-1 version 1, hoping to make this 10-2. There we go. Early Owl drone.
To make it 10-2.
You have to. That pistol round's gonna be devastating into the next half, no matter what happens. But at least alleviate that damage a little bit more if it's 10-2. Good early one-way from Big Bean. Relegates the site a little bit more. Empathy's up above, though. This angle.
Well, they're coming in so that at least allows it to move into yellow, but that's about all the space they can actually take. It's just small bits of shallow control, but finding their way up into nest and possibly crawling their way just right in front of Snowman is where the rest of version 1 need to be. But they've seen that, you know, just past the wall, they can't move in. The stage wall gets destroyed so quickly.
Yeah,
That
that's
all
safety
the
wall
options
for the plan.
are kind of just left null. And now as the wall goes up, they can now look to move in, but at what cost? Hunter's Fury is also out there. Guys, adds a couple more seconds, and the late lurk
Spike down.
from mid does not unfortunately work out, leaving it to 3v3.
No, Sean recovered control of mid. Noya now forced to join the rest of the team. The recon bow blocking out Empathy. The arm shot away from Sarah. A 3v3 now off the res. It's not too late for that B-take. Hey, oh, maybe not so much. Sean goes for the spray. Odorous with it up. The upping KJ. No shot. 11-1.
It's
And
so,
Rav, we talked about it.
It's so good, man.
It is so good. I mean, I feel really bad. It's like, how much more of your analysis can be like, than our analysis can be then, you know, it's really good. But it's true. This has been so good from NSIC. But there is a problem, though.
What's that?
Version 1 have to win this pistol round. If they don't win this pistol round, at best, at the very best, they can force up Stingers. 12-1. Already down a map. And they've had an incredible comeback after the ferocious battle they had off stream yesterday. So close. Well, in top 32. But a big battle to make it to the top 4, qualifying for Challengers. They need at least 10 more rounds in a row.
And it has to start here. Let's look at where they're at. One by the other? I was gonna say, NSIC, they had to take almost 3 different individual gunfights, but heavily in their favor. Wow.
A retake of a 3v5. Empathy has the great angle here, hiding away. Sean's gonna make first contact, and Empathy swings.
At least one given over, but now version 1 making it 2v2. Time is ticking on the spike. Look at where they're at as well. They're moving in from Big Bean. Oh my gosh!
Good lord. 12-1. Match point. Series point between NSIC and version 1. Only a single round on the board, and we talked about how version 1, their forte, their bread and butter has been that we've seen games where they lose a massive amount of rounds and then suddenly they counter-strike back and take the retake. But we haven't seen that this game, and frankly, we haven't seen it this series. Very little rounds gained on Haven, only a single round on Icebox. Not a single member of this game above 10 kills.
Oh, look, they're looking to hold much more forward. The lyric just doesn't come out in time. As the space that they probably thought they had is taken away, one after the next. It's so trade heavy. And once again, NSIC loves trading. You can see they're giving up a pot of greed for a blue eyes. It's a trade you never want to take. The blue eyes is rare. The blue eyes is necessary. And Kaiba wins again. Goodbye, Yugi. Version 1. Go down 2-0. NSIC, though. Oh my God, what a showing.
NSIC is dominant. Absolutely dominant. There was not a single round that we had seen through the last 2 maps where you could say NSIC didn't have the plot. They had the entire script read and annotated. They had it completely solved. There, again, not a single round where it felt like they would fall apart. Their defensive placement, more than anything else, was so impressive to me. I really, really loved how they would just play off of each other, the trades, the utility. Fundamentally, that's what you're looking for in Challengers Plus.
This is it, Max. Yeah, that is exactly what we want to be able to see. But although it was a bit more one-sided than expected, I know this V1 squad, a lot of people had high hopes for, and I still do, right? This is not it for them, but for never saw it coming, I'm sure many were exactly that. They did not see that coming at all. Phenomenal shots and just dominance across the board from one to the next. But As we currently see it, though, we got a lot more game to play. We have one more best of 3 to round out the day as well. So before we head to a break, though, Max, are the people that we got to thank?
Ooh, I think there's a few people I gotta thank. I want to thank my room. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to thank my room. I want to thank everything inside of it because you can't win the game without the gear. So get exactly what you need off of eBay. All of the 50% off. Brand new gaming tech from brands like Microsoft, Sony, Razer, and more, plus free shipping and returns. So if you want to be like me and get pretty much everything from eBay, you should go to pks.gg/eBay to make your room look, well, albeit probably a lot cooler than mine. But you're right, Rav. We have a lot more amazing games to go through. So why don't we go to a small break and get things set up so we have those amazing games come by.
Sounds Gucci, my friend. See you all in a bit.
Yo, check it out. Want to know if the price of those Wave Runners is too good to be true? Or if I Wear My Kicks 49 is truly selling dead stocks? Or if that Jordan 1 Royal Box is original? eBay checks. See that little blue check mark? Behind it is a team of independent authenticators who check. And we mean everything. Every tongue, check. Every toe box, check. Every corner of every box, check, 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 check. Every logo, every label, every lace loop. Yeah, it's checked. The luster of the leather, the topography on the tags, to the straightness of the stitching on the sole. Everything you can see, and even some things you can't.
Really?
Then they tag them, log them in the system, box them up, and ship them out with no cost for the buyer or seller. eBay checks, so the moment you open that box is as real gets.